Alright, so this is one of the videos that I talked about earlier today that I was gonna film. This is about growing up biracial and my life growing up biracial. So if you want to continue with this video, buckle up. And I just want to take a moment to again thank everybody who has viewed my videos, who have liked my videos, who have commented on my videos, and who have subscribed to my channel. I am very thankful for it. I never thought I would start this journey, and I am so proud of myself for doing it. I think we need to be proud of ourselves for doing things that we're afraid to do. But conquer your fears like I have conquered mine. And yeah, let's get into this video. Hello everybody, it is Tayleóne Dee here with another video. And I already filmed one video today. My phone almost died, so I've been charging it. I should be able to film the 2 more that I talked about in that video. I'm hoping. This one I'm filming right now. This is the second one I'm filming. It's about being biracial. So I'm gonna just talk about growing up biracial. I'm gonna start out with a little bit of background about my ethnicity. Then I'm gonna go into the bullying and the pure racism that I felt throughout, well, probably middle school through high school and elementary school. I didn't really feel any, but school age. And then I'm going to talk about young adulthood and finding my identity. And then I'm going to talk about where I am now with it all. So that is what, I am doing in this video. I kind of switched up the background a little bit, added my decorative pillows that I have, and changed it. But, I'm wearing the same outfit like I said I would. I don't really care about those superficial things. I just don't, okay? I have other things I need to worry about in my life, and this is not one of them. So, yeah, Puma, good to go. This is like one of my favorite, colors of an outfit. So, it's black, white, and blue. And I think I want to dye the white part pink, to be honest. Anyways, that will come. That'll come later. But I think that is it. Oh, let me make a comment real quick about not having a computer. The comment that I always make in every video. I don't have a computer right now. I am editing all of this on my phone, filming all of this on my phone, so please bear with me. I'm sorry if the editing is really bad or the quality. I know sometimes it lags, at least on my end. I don't know if it lags when I upload it because I don't watch my videos. I watch one video. I watch it while I edit it, but I don't watch it on YouTube. So, I watched one of my videos on YouTube. That was the one where I talked about shaving my head because I just wanted to see, But anyways, so if it's weird quality, that's why. Hopefully I can get a computer in March, but there's this Mercury retrograde going on, or else I would have already gotten my computer. But if you know about Mercury retrogrades, you know why I haven't gotten a computer yet, or a car. Because I ain't messing with that. I might get it when the Mercury retrograde ends on February 20th, but the shadow period is until March 15th, and I don't know if I should wait or not till the 15th, the 16th actually, but I don't think I can wait that long. I've never been without a computer. I've always had a backup computer, always, and I left that at my my mother's house, so it's there, and I don't talk to my mother, so I don't know how to get it, but anyways, yeah, I usually have a backup. I don't have a backup right now, so bear with me. I will be getting a computer, okay, sooner or later. And it will be better, I swear. I mean, it's not the worst. Like, I think I do a pretty good job, but anyways, let's talk about growing up biracial. Alright, so a little background about my ethnicity. So I am literally 50% black and 50% white. I mean, technically 49.6% black and 49.3% white, and then there's some, like, whatever percent of Pacific Islander, whatever that means, like, you know, like, I guess Asian or something, I don't know, but... But, I mean, like, I'm very much, like, a melting pot. Like, what America's supposed to represent is what my blood represents. I mean, I have Italian in there, I have British, I have Irish, I have German, I have Scandinavian, I have a lot. Like, basically everywhere in European culture, and then I'm very much African. Like, they say there's parts from South Africa and West Africa and North Africa and East Africa, so I'm from everywhere in those two continents. And then, yeah, like, the islands is another place, but very little DNA from there. Which makes sense. I mean, I know on both sides of my lineage there's some Native American in there. I just didn't get all of that. I only got like point whatever. I don't know. I don't know how much that leaves. And then there's some that isn't identified, which I have a theory about that, but yeah, so that is my ethnicity. Just very much, you know, a mixture. I'm biracial, half black, half white, and very cool, 50-50. So okay, so this might trigger me a little bit. I don't really talk about being school-aged and all of that, but in elementary school, I always went to elementary school with my cousins, and we always went to diverse schools in the suburbs, so I didn't really feel racism until after 3rd grade, for sure. Yeah, 3rd grade. And when I moved to where I moved to, and I'll explain in a minute, I was shook. I was shocked. I was shocked, okay, at the ignorance. And I was so little, 3rd grade, I had to be about 8 or 9. So, sorry, I'm gonna not be looking too much. I'm gonna be, like, looking around, because when I talk about uncomfortable things, that's what I do. So, I'll try to work on it. But, yeah, like, elementary school was really a lot of fun for me. I was loved by everybody around me. You know, I had friends in every group, very diverse, you know, just... And I went to school with my brother, and we were my stepbrother, and we were 13 months apart, so we went to recess together, and it was a lot of fun. Elementary school was a lot of fun for me. I'm not gonna lie, until 3rd grade when I moved. So it wasn't that long. But yeah, I moved from the suburbs of Chicago to country in Illinois. And oh, did that rock my world. You know, I make friends very easily, so I made 2 friends that summer, I'm pretty sure. I made a few friends that summer when I moved because a lot of people were moving there around that time from the suburbs, and yeah, I made some friends that summer. But then I went to school. They said that I wasn't their friend because they started to realize that people were talking about me, I guess, and making fun of me, which I didn't know. I mean, I've always been a unique type of person, you know, like very unique, very, I mean, I'm very sociable, but I'm just very different than most people, and I think it like comes off as weird. Like people have asked me if I think I'm neurotic and stuff like that, and like I could see why people think that, but I think it's just that I think differently than most people in this world, and so I come off as otherworldly, I guess, or like an old soul. I don't know, but I guess people were making fun of me, so she wanted to be popular and she didn't want to be my friend. This was like the first time I kind of felt like the outcast, like the outsider. And then at recess every day in 3rd grade, this guy who liked me would pull me by my hair the whole recess. My curly hair that's like, once you see my hair grow out, or if you go and watch my first video, you'll see how curly my hair is. And yeah, they used to pull me around by my afro. This guy that liked me, white guy. Sorry, for this I have to like specify. A white guy, because, okay, just so I can get this out of the way, the school that I moved to, there was very little minorities in the school. There was like 12 of us all together, I feel like. And there was 6 Mexicans and 6 like variety of black people, because I was included in being black because I'm half black, right? But yeah, like variety of colors though. Like, you know, colorism, that's a thing. Like we were like basically every shade, but if you had black in you, you were considered black, even if you had 25% of blackness in you. You were considered black. So, you know, and then and then there was a few Asians. There was like 4 Asians, but I don't think they were bullied as much as at least the black people were. I bet the Mexicans were too. I just didn't know about it because I think there was more Mexicans than there were black people for sure. So maybe there was at first like 6, you know, like I know I was like the first black person to go to that school and stay there for a while. One of the first. So, I feel like there was more Mexicans throughout, you know, the history of the school, but, you know, very little minority basically, but there was enough Mexicans to like where they talk to each other, and I feel like they stuck up for each other, but I'll get to that later on. But yeah, so 3rd grade, my hair would be pulled all recess. It was the most terrible thing ever. I did not understand it. I still don't understand it to this day, but I mean, my hair is beautiful, and to just have it be pulled out like that and like I was literally spun in circles by my hair. Okay, like, this was not okay. So, you know, I don't think it was as bad after 3rd grade until 6th grade, but, that was because I had a friend that came and he would always stick up for me. And if you are watching this video and you know who you are, because you really should know who you are, that man, because he's a man now. He was a boy back then, but he was one of the people in my life that I will never forget. And he was Mexican, but he always stuck up for me. He always, you know, included me. He had some friends that were popular and we were friends. You know, we had a group of us in 5th grade, and 5th grade, the summer of 5th grade, he moved to Arizona. So that's when my life in the school would change, because I didn't have someone there to stick up for me like he did. And 6th grade was the first time that I was called the N-word. And it was because I didn't want to date this white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes who didn't brush his teeth. He had green teeth. Like, I'm sorry. I have higher standards than that. Like, brush your teeth. That's literally what I thought. Like, no, I won't date you. And he was mad about it, so he called me. He turned around in the classroom. We were sitting on the like wall over there, and he turns around and he says, "You know what? You're an N-word." Hard R, okay? And I never heard this word in my life. I was in 6th grade, probably about 12 years old. And I just remember hearing him say that word and knowing that it wasn't good. And it didn't feel good. And there was people around us, they looked at me, and I just sat there. And I sat there confused, like, why is this person saying something so mean to me that I don't even know what it means or where it comes from? And I'm going to talk about this later on in the video. Because this is important. This will probably be at the end of the video, but I didn't even know anything about it. I didn't even know I was different, and that's the first time in my life I ever felt different. You know, like, yeah, that kid in 3rd grade was pulling my hair, didn't understand why, and there's a reason I didn't understand why, but I'll talk about that later in the video. And then I was called this word that I didn't even know what it meant. And I went home to my mom and I said, because my mom's white, my dad's black. I grew up without my dad, my biological father. So I grew up on my white side of my family, just to interject and let you explain. I came home to my mom that day and I said, Mommy, someone today called me a mean word. And she said, what word? And I told her what word. And she was like, I can't believe someone said that to you. That word means that person is ignorant. And I mean, I'm pretty sure she called the school and she complained. And that was the start of the really bad racism that I encountered in my life. And it wasn't only just racism, you know, I was bullied, I was called weird and made fun of every day. People made fun of how I spoke. People told me that I speak like a white person, which, I mean, like, I was raised by my white side, first of all, and I don't think you can speak white or speak black. I think people have dialects, okay? And I wasn't raised in the heart of Chicago. Like, I was raised in the suburbs, so it completely makes sense on why I communicate the way that I do. So people are just not educated. But anyways, yeah, that was the first time I was called the N-word. And then it just got worse and worse from there. You know, I was called the N-word, and it was mostly the guys, the white guys, right? Which makes so much sense now that I'm older. But they would call me the N-word. They would tell me that they were going to tar and feather me and hang me on a cross and burn me all the time. Like, the amount of times that I heard that from people, it was crazy. And, you know, they told me that they were gonna, you know, make me watch them kill my family, like all types of really terrible things, like KKK type things, okay? And, I mean, most of them probably didn't know. Like, it's funny because most of them didn't know who my mom was. People didn't know who my mom was for a long time, and at the gas station, they would just talk about me, and my mom would, you know, end up going there, and they were just talking about what Taylor did today because I was the talk of the town, because I was the different one. And yeah, like, I was very angry in middle school and high school because of the racism that I went through. And so, you know, I just spoke up, and I came off as like the angry black girl, I guess, to these people. And, you know, freshman year happened. That was my first real relationship that I had. So, I mean, I wasn't focused on the racism. I bet it was still there. But I think that it was either 8th grade or freshman year when I first heard them be racist towards someone else. And I spoke up and I said, don't do that. You know, but I never stuck up for myself. I would only stick up for other people, you know, if I heard it. So, but they would keep us divided. All of us black people, we were all divided, and we didn't really have our own community. We were in these friends of white and Mexican people and Asian people, whoever, right? But we didn't have our own community within the black people. And I say black people because, like I said, it's like a range of black people, but we were all counted as black, even the ones that didn't really look black. If they said they were black, they were black. And so, yeah, like, it was a lot of racism all the time. My sophomore year, they put the guidance counselor, somebody, or like the principal put me in an anger management thing, which is really crazy because I think about it now and I feel like the reason I came off as angry is because I was actually sticking up for myself and trying to speak up for myself. And the fact that they put me in anger management because I was trying to stick up to my bulliers and the people being racist towards me and oppressing me is just really crazy. And it wasn't only the students that were racist. The teachers were too, and the administration and the parents. And so it was just really hard. And then you had those people who are my friends, but they didn't stick up for me, you know, when it was happening. Like, they pretended like they didn't hear it, even though a lot of the times it happened in front of them. And it's like, were you that oblivious? Because it was happening in front of everybody. It was happening in plain sight. It was like a Shane Dawson type thing, hidden in plain sight. And I didn't feel validated until I actually talked to another mixed biracial kid. He confirmed it with me at a bar that I would go to with my work friends when I was around 22, 23 years old. Like, I'm not crazy. Like, this stuff really did happen. And it didn't only happen to me. It happened to everybody who was any little bit of black. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think it, like, the only reason why I feel like it changed a little bit and was a little more underhanded and like hush hush is because in 8th grade, my freshman year, my sophomore year, I started to this, and a police officer was called. Yeah, the police were called, and he asked me, like, what's wrong? And he was a white cop, but he was really concerned because this wasn't the first time he was called to my house, and I told him, and he took it into his own hands. I told him, please don't talk to these people. He took it into his own hands, and he talked to all these boys and told them that once they get out in the real world, if they are racist, he's going to arrest them for being racist. So that was really cool. That was, like, other than my mom, the first person who stuck up for me. But it came with its repercussions, you know? One of the guy's mothers came and knocked on my door. She lived right across the street from me and her son were friends. We would play together after school, but then he would be with the people who are bullying me during school and laughing and chuckling, and, you know, and he even, like, involved himself in the bullying and in the racism. So she came to the house and she yelled at my mom. She yelled at my mom. And if I thought my daughter was wrong, I would talk to her, and I would not be going over and yelling at your son. Do you want me to go yell at your son because he's the one that's in the wrong right now? And she kept trying to talk. She's like, she doesn't want to talk, you know, she's my daughter to discipline, basically. And finally, the woman left. And that was a real life Karen. I knew what a Karen was before there was a freaking term for it. And her name was not Karen. It was close, though, I feel like. But anyways. And then a few hours later, we get another knock on the door. And it was of another mom, and I was afraid. And, you know, my mom talked to her. They had a conversation. And my mom came in and said, so-and-so's mom's here with so-and-so, and they would like to talk to you. And I said, I don't really want to talk to them. And my mom said, no, like, this is gonna be okay. This is gonna be a good thing. And so I went outside, and I was skeptical. I was scared. And this mom expressed her greatest apologies to me. And she was like, I didn't teach my son to be racist. I didn't teach him to act that way. So I'm not too happy that he treated you that way. And she made her son apologize to me. And from that moment on, that man, now he's a man, right? He was a boy, but now he's a man. He stuck up for me, and he was like my little brother from that point on. So that was really cool, you know, like, to have two extremes. But I just can't believe the woman who tried to come and yell at me because her son was acting a fool. And it, like, not only like racism, but bullying me for, like, my scar. I have a scar on my face. Bullying me for, like, what my nose looks like, because I have, like, this is like a European nose, so I don't, you know, bullying me for my hair, calling me Afro, which is racist, by the way, like, anyways, it was just interesting. And so, you know, it got a little better after that, not gonna lie, but, you know, I was still bullied. I was still the outcast, still just, you know, I mean, I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. I graduated high school early because I didn't want to deal with those people anymore. I just told my mom, like, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't. So I graduated the winter semester of my senior year, and I went back for prom and graduation, which I regretted, but, you know, I did it for the memories and for my mom. I walked down the aisle to graduate for my mom, or else I would have just went to go get my diploma because I was done. Like, I was already in college. I was already moved on. So, yeah. So how did this translate into my adulthood? My young adulthood. I'm now in a mid-adult. Like, I'm in my mid-20s now. I'm about to be in my upper 20s. Sorry. This is crazy. I'm 26 years old, okay, now, and I look back on 18-year-old Taylor, and she was really sad. Still. And I was really sad until I was 21, and then at 21, I said I have to get off my butt, and I have to do stuff. And I started this job, and I met some of the people that I was closest with. We would go every Friday to bars. Like I said, I had a conversation, I think this turned it around for me, with someone I went to school with who was also mixed. And I was validated. I wasn't called crazy, and that felt really good for me. But yeah, I was still sad. Then I got pregnant, and I had my son. I really very much have a mission in my life to stop oppression for him. Yeah, like, I feel, the hurt of moms that lose their kids to racism and to police brutality, And now I'm 26 years old, and I found my identity finally. I found my identity. It was really, really hard, because I was never enough. I was never white enough, and I was never black enough. And, when I went into my young adulthood, I started hanging out more with black people, and I started realizing, like, they're nicer than white people. No offense to white people, because there's a lot of nice white people, but, like, their culture is just very different. It's more family oriented. Even when you don't like a family member, you always support a family member. And I feel like with my white side of the family, when you don't like a family member, you disown them. So it was just a very different experience, And so I found my identity. And, I'm biracial, like, that's what I am. Like, even if I relate to the black experience more, and, like, being that angry black girl and all those things because of the experience that I experienced in, school, I'm biracial, I am both black and white, and I think that is amazing. And I think that's okay. And I am enough. I am black enough, and I am white enough. I'm as black and as white as I should be. And I feel like I can help people to understand the other race, because I think a lot of animosity is misplaced, and people just don't understand each other. And again, in my last video, I said it, you need to talk to people that you wouldn't usually talk to. And growing up in an environment like I did with, as I would call them, rednecks, I learned that at a very young age, that you have to talk to people that you normally wouldn't talk to. And so, but not everybody realizes that or knows that. So yeah, I found my identity, I don't really, I don't understand people who come up to you and pet your hair, or ask you what ethnicity you are, or call you exotic. Ew, don't do that. Don't do that to me, okay? Like, no. I don't understand it, because all I am is biracial. I'm partially black, partially white. I'm from America, by the way. I cannot go back to Africa because I've never been there. I wish, okay? I wish I was African, okay? But anyways, there's so much just, you know, this really, my experience really built me into a resilient, strong person. And there's so much I can say about identity and being biracial, because I feel like people kind of strip your identity away from you because they tell you you're not enough of whatever race you are, you know, whatever multiple 2 or more races you are. And it's like, if I'm not enough, then what am I? That was a big question in my life. What am I? And it also has to do with how I was raised. I was raised not to look at color. I was raised that I was the same as my family when I was very different from them. And so when I was called the N-word for the first time, or this guy who liked me was pulling my hair, I didn't understand where that was coming from. I didn't understand oppression. And I feel like you should understand oppression if you're going to be oppressed. Especially, I feel like everybody should know what oppression is, so that as a white person you can talk, you know, stick up or put yourself in a place where you can help situations. And as a minority, you can be aware of it and be able to stick up for yourself. And I wasn't given that right. I didn't know. I was different. I thought I was like everybody else, just a little bit tanner, you know, and I had curlier hair. I didn't know. And so to anybody who has a biracial child, or even people who have adopted kids that are Asian, Mexican, or, you know, Black, what I would say to you is I would not raise them to not see color. And I would make sure that you educate them on their history. That was a very important part of me finding my identity, was learning about oppression and racism and slavery and what my ancestors went through. And I had to do this all by myself. You know, my real father wishes he could have been there. There's reasons that he wasn't, and maybe I'll talk about that in a later video, but he's like, I wish I was there, because he would have made sure that I, one, probably didn't go to this school, but 2, he would have made sure that I knew how to stick up for myself. And so I'm very lucky to have him in my life to help me raise my son, who is a Black man. I mean, my son is 75% Black, and he is dark. Like, he is so dark. And so, you know, I have a responsibility to make sure that I educate him about oppression and about Black history and Black culture, and also about the other side of me too. You know, even though he's only 25% white, like, he is still white, and I still want him to be able to, I don't know. He is gonna be so special to this world, and I already know it. I can already see it, but, you know, I'm glad that I reached out to my real biological father this year. You know, I am happy about who I am and what I want to do in this world. And it took me a long time to get here. A long time to get to where I am right now. And all I can say is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And if you are white, I would urge you to help. Hold on. Position yourself in a way to where you can help people who are minorities. And that's any minority, you know, like, just position yourself in a place where you have knowledge, where you're not ignorant, and where you can step into certain situations to, you know, level out the playing field. But anyways, that is really it for this video. I could go on and on for days about this topic. If you want more videos about like how I learned how to take care of my natural hair and all types, I can make all types of videos about growing up biracial and not knowing anything about Black culture, how it all works. So if you want to know more, like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video so bad for a long time, for years. So here I am making this video, and I hope it doesn't come across in any sort of way. I'm not trying to put blame on anybody. I'm just trying to have a conversation. So let's have a conversation down in the comment section, like I said. And yeah, I guess that's it. Bye, guys.